Public advised to refer to API readings released by DOE to avoid confusion. Smart city framework to overcome silo mentality among builders. Good evening, welcome to News on 2. I'm Jessica Lee. The public are advised to refer to the Air Pollutant Index or API readings released by the Department of Environment only to avoid any confusion. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said API readings channeled by the DOE via Air Pollutants Index Malaysia are the country's official API readings and that the data were verified first before displaying to the public.
Banyak persoalan orang, betul ke tak IPU ni? Dia orang tengok saya tengok yang ni, bagi ni, betul ke tak? IPU ni tak ada. Ya? Kita katakan bahawa bukan direct correlation dengan visibility. Nampak tak nampak tu kita tak boleh kata, itu apa. Tapi adalah kerana IPU adalah purata bacaan 24 jam. Ya? Jabatan Alam Sekitar menasihatkan orang ramai agar merujuk bacaan rasmi indeks pencemaran yang dikeluarkan jabatan itu saja.
Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah, who is also National Disaster Management Agency or NADMA chairman, said the use of 2.5 pm or particulate matter up to 2.5 microns in calculation of the API followed international standards and was adopted by many countries for sustainability of the environment. Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah was met after opening the Malaysian Ageing Research Institute Complex or MyAgeIn in University Putra Malaysia, Serdang, Selangor.
Collaboration between UPM and City Foundation.
The number of asthma and conjunctivitis cases saw an increase for the week of 15 September to 21st of September due to the current haze blanketing most parts of the country since a few weeks ago. Ministry of Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said asthma cases saw an increase of 3.5% to 1,265 cases, while conjunctivitis cases rose 51.4% to 403 cases on the same week. Datuk Nur Hisham, in a statement today, however, said cases involving upper respiratory tract infections showed a decline of 9.6% to 7,465 cases in the same period. He said the ministry is constantly monitoring developments of health diseases related to the haze through its 33 haze sentinel facilities around the country. He also advised the public, especially those in the high-risk groups such as the elderly and children, and those with existing respiratory-related ailments such as asthma, bronchitis and allergies to take appropriate preventive measures to limit the effects of the current haze. Now, it is unfair to keep blaming the palm oil industry for the haze as many companies adhere to sustainable agriculture standards. Primary Industries Minister Theresa Cox said the fires could also have been caused by others following the El Niño seasons. Theresa pointed out that in many parts of Indonesia and Peninsular Malaysia, plants and trees were planted on peat soil, which could catch fire easily.
They are not necessarily oil palm smallholders. There could be others, right? There could be the villagers and all that, people that we do not know. Maybe they involved, but we do not know. We have to wait for the investigation report from Indonesia. But I always feel that it's very unfair when haze happen. People point finger at the oil palm industry, and especially like those big plantation companies. They are all subscribed to the principles of RSPO and MSPO. So they practice good agricultural practices. So it is, they definitely won't do open burning.
She was met after officiating the 39th Palm Oil Familiarization Program in Putrajaya. Let's take a look at several areas with the highest API readings as of 6 p.m. today. Election Commission (EC) will have a special meeting on the 1st of October to discuss the date of the parliamentary by-election for Tanjung Piai in Johor. Its Secretary Dato' Muhammad Elias Abu Bakar said in a statement today that the EC has been officially notified by the Speaker of the Dewan Rakyat, Tan Sri Muhammad Arif Muhammad Yusof, on the vacant seat. Dato' Muhammad Elias said the special meeting will be chaired by EC Chairman Dato' Azhar Azizan Harun, and it will set the dates for the writ of election, nomination day and polling day, as well as decide on the electoral polls to be used and other preparations. The EC will have to hold the by-election within 60 days of the seat having fallen vacant. Pakatan Harapan will meet in the near future to decide on the possible candidate to be fielded in Tanjung Piai Johor parliamentary seat by-election, which fell vacant following the death of his incumbent, Datuk Dr. Muhammad Farid Muhammad Rafiq.
Itu PH belum lagi bertemu dan membuat mesyuarat bagaimana kita nak buatkan menangani masalah itu. Saya satunya rasa sedih lah kerana pemergian rakan kami yang tidak disangka-sangka.
Earlier, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Aziza expressed sadness over the passing of Dr. Muhammad Farid. Datuk Dr. Muhammad Farid, 42, who was the Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, died at 6 a.m. on Saturday at the Pontian Hospital, Pontian, due to a heart attack. In the last general election, Datuk Dr. Muhammad Farid defeated MCA candidate Datuk Wijek Singh with a slim majority of 524 votes. Coming up, government to develop model for care of the elderly. Now, many smart city players are working in silos, hindering smart city development as a whole. Now, to overcome this issue, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said the Housing and Local Government Ministry has introduced the Malaysia Smart City Framework, comprising all three tiers of government as well as private sector participation to streamline and coordinate the development of smart cities in Malaysia.
The public
Tun Dr. Mahathir said the emphasis on turning Malaysian cities into smart cities would be one of the highlights in the 12th Malaysia Plan.
Government Malaysia.
Thus, we envision smart cities that are integrated with sustainable technologies in the city's services such as 5G connectivity, cashless community, autonomous public transport, drone delivery, energy-efficient buildings, smart treatment of water and waste management, etc., etc., that can improve the public safety and the quality of life of our citizens.
The Premier said this in a video recording at the opening ceremony of the city's 4.0 Conference and Exhibition 2019, which was officiated by Housing and Local Government Minister Zuraida Kamaruddin. He added that the government is fully supportive in laying the foundations to build smart cities, as reflected by the recent launch of the Kembara Digital Malaysia program that would enable Malaysians to enjoy high quality and affordable digital connectivity wherever they were. For the record, Selangor and Pulau Pinang are two states to implement smart cities, while Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, Kuching, Sarawak, Kuala Lumpur, Iskandar Johor and Kulim Kedah are the cities under development. The government aims to build a Senior Citizen Activity Centre, or PAWE, in every parliamentary constituency nationwide in order to encourage active ageing among Malaysians. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail said as of now, a total of 88 PAWE had been established, benefiting nearly 37,000 registered senior citizens. Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Aziza, who is also Women, Family and Community Development Minister, said the ministry has appointed University Kebangsaan Malaysia, UKM, as a consultant in running diagnostic study to develop an integrated and sustainable long-term model for the care of the elderly people. She said the study will be carried out for 18 months and is expected to complete by November 2020.
Antara hasil kajian cadangan model penjagaan jangka masa panjang beserta pelan tindakan pelaksanaannya termasuk keperluan modal insan, modal pembiayaan yang mampan dan cadangan lokasi bagi melaksanakan projek rintis model penjagaan jangka masa yang panjang.
Meanwhile, the ministry has also agreed to draft an act to protect the rights of senior citizens to prevent the increasing number of abuses and abandonment cases. Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Aziza said a specific act is being drafted and expected to be presented in Parliament by early 2021. She was met after opening the Malaysian Ageing Research Institute complex, MyAgeing, in University Putra Malaysia, Serdang, Selangor. Radio Television Malaysia, RTM, and Radio Television Brunei, RTB, are committed to further enhance the region's broadcasting through various collaborations. Broadcasting Director General Abdul Muiz Shafi said for that purpose, various plans have been put in place and will be implemented.
Terkini yang kita buat ialah debat siswa. Dah 2 siri yang kita buat dan kita akan teruskan lagi program ini. Dan untuk masa hadapan saya percaya ada lagi bidang-bidang kerjasama baru yang kita terokai, yang kita akan terokai, dan yang ini kita akan bincangkan di mesyuarat penyelarasan antara kedua-dua negara nanti.
Meanwhile, RTB Director Muhammad Sufian Bungsu said the station's visit to RTM was a learning process towards an improvement to the management and operational system.
Dalam peluang ini kita ingin mengukuhkan lagi kerjasama melalui seperti on the job training, dipanggilnya apa tu, pegawai sambut lah di sini untuk menjalani penempatan, belajar dan juga untuk memahami bagaimana future ready bagi penyiaran. Sesi ini insyaAllah akan dapat memberikan lagi kami satu kekuatan dan juga pandangan, sudut pandang yang lebih baik lagi mengenai dengan trend penyiaran semasa.
Earlier, Muhammad Sufian and delegation were briefed about RTM TV and radio news operation, its management as well as its marketing operations. Also present was News and Current Affairs Director Cik Rohana Cik Omar. The 3 million ringgit corruption trial involving former Felda chairman Tan Sri Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad will commence on the 7th of October, as fixed earlier after the High Court dismissed the prosecution's application to postpone the trial, as the lead prosecutor is occupied with One Malaysia Development Berhad or 1MDB trial. High Court Judge Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali in his decision said that the reasons stated by the prosecution team led by Senior Deputy Public Prosecutor Datuk Sri Gopal Sri Ram would be truly unnecessary and unjustified. Judge Muhammad Nazlan said while the court does not wish to question the decision, it is a well-known fact that Datuk Sri Gopal Sri Ram is actively involved in leading the prosecution of a number of other high-profile cases, including the 1MDB Tanor trial. Justice Muhammad Nazlan had earlier set 7th to 25th of October for Tan Sri Muhammad Isa's trial. On 14th of December 2018, Tan Sri Muhammad Isa pleaded not guilty to one charge of CBT by approving a proposal for the purchase of Merdeka Palace Hotel and Suites in Kuching, Sarawak for 160 million ringgit without the approval of the Felda Board of Directors. He was also charged with 9 counts of dishonestly receiving gratification for himself in cash totaling 3.09 million ringgit from Ikhwan Zaidal, who is a board member of Gagasan Abadi Property Syndrome Berhad, as gratification for helping to approve the purchase of Merdeka Palace Hotel and Suites in Kuching, Sarawak by FIC Syndrome Berhad for 160 million ringgit. The Pulau Pinang Magistrates Court today charged a 35-year-old man with murdering his friend in a gruesome public act in front of the Bukit Jambul complex in Georgetown 9 days ago. Moharizmi Azli is alleged to have murdered Muhammad Nurul Huddin Ismail, 31, at about 11:30 p.m. on the 15th of September, following a disagreement over unpaid debt. Moharizmi was charged before L. Umadevi under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder, which carries a mandatory death sentence upon conviction. No plea was recorded and no bail was offered, as the offence is non-bailable. Deputy Public Prosecutor Muhammad Shafiq Nasrullah Salim Ali prosecuted, while the accused was not represented. The trial will continue on 11th of November pending the post-mortem and 2 chemist reports. Moharizmi, who tested positive for methamphetamine on the day of the murder, is believed to have met up with the victim, a security guard, to demand the repayment of a debt. An argument broke out shortly after, which led him to stab the victim in the chest. The accused then dropped the alleged murder weapon, a knife, and fled the scene. The incident was captured by a closed-circuit television CCTV camera in the area. Malaysia failed to qualify to the final round of the 2020 Asian Football Confederation Under-16 tournament after sharing the spoils in a 2-2 draw with Japan in their final Group J qualifying match at the Laos National Stadium in Vientiane on Sunday. Now, the result saw Malaysia emerge as Group J runners-up, but they failed to occupy the 4 best runners-up spot to qualify for the tournament proper after collecting 4 points from 3 matches. Based on the tournament's format, the best 11 teams from Group A to K, besides the 4 best runners-up, will qualify for the final round. In Sunday's action, Rui Osako broke the deadlock for Japan after converting a penalty spot in the 63rd before Malaysia scored 2 quick goals via Daniel Ezwan through a field goal and also the penalty spot in the 73rd and 82nd minute respectively, according to the Football Association of Malaysia FAM Facebook page. Whoever scored the equaliser for Japan in the dying minutes of the match, which saw the East Asian side qualify to the tournament proper as the Group J winner. Earlier, Malaysia had to play with 10 players after national custodian Zulhilmi Sharani was given the marching orders by referee Shukri Hussain after conceding a foul on the Japanese player in the 60th minute inside the penalty box. And that concludes this evening's News on 2. In our top story, public advice to refer to API readings released by DOE only to avoid confusion. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Jessica Lee. Stay tuned to TV2.